In today's video, I'm going to show you how to edit your wildlife photos like Mankeyfoto. He is a wildlife photographer from Sweden, and this was requested some time ago by someone, and I thought, why not give it a try? Keep in mind that this video is for educational purposes only, so you don't go and copy someone's style. That's not cool. Just use it for educational purposes to kind of learn how to work in Photoshop. I will leave his Instagram in the description of the video. Go check him out. He has some really good photos and he has like a really recognizable style of editing. All these photos are a bit like kind of bluish, navy bluish. So check him out, go give him a follow. So this is the photo we'll be using and we will turn it into this one. So watch it till the end so you learn everything about this. Alright, let's get into Photoshop. So this is the photo I'm going to use as an example. If you want to follow along with the same photo, I will leave the link in the description of the video so you can download this stock photo and follow along. Now, first of all, you have to remove the background from your photo. As you can see, I didn't remove everything because I'm only going to use the top part, like this one. It's going to be a portrait, so I don't need to spend time on removing background from the stick and the paws there and all that stuff. So just the upper part here. And once I have that, I'm going to create a new file and use the size for Instagram, 2160 by 2700 pixels. Now, only thing I have to do here is to drag it in this file. And let's make sure to scale it like bigger size, like that, just to make sure we fill the whole area. I'm going to put Mankeyfoto, his photo, above this one so I can kind of have a reference to what I want to create. So this is his photo. I want to create something like this with this photo, right? So what I first want to do is I want to make sure I have a background like that. So the easiest way to do this is to just kind of copy the color tones here. So I'm going to take the darker part here, and for the other color, I'm going to take the lighter part. So now you can see I have dark and lighter blue here. So let's remove this for now. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add a solid color here. And this time I'm going to select the darker part. So first of all, the dark blue as the background. Let's get rid of this here. And now the next thing I will do is create a new layer. Then go to the brushes and select the general soft round brush. Make sure you have the lighter blue now selected. Make the brush bigger and make sure you have hardness at 0, opacity and flow at 100%. And just make a dot in the center like that. Then take the move tool, press Ctrl or Command T and stretch it out. Now, if you hold down Alt, you can stretch it out through the center, just like that. Let's make it bigger, like that. Now, for the bottom part, I want to have this kind of gradient like you see here. It's kind of fading away in the background. So to create that gradient, it's pretty easy. We just create a new layer on top of our photo layer and then pick the black one, or sorry, the dark blue one. Actually, it's not black. Pick the dark blue color and use the same brush, just make it bigger and make like these effects like that, right? So just brush it a bit like this so it kind of fades away. You can also use gradients, but I think using like your mouse with these movements kind of gives it a bit more realistic feeling than applying a gradient. So you can see here we already made that one. Let's compare, and it's already pretty close to the other one. Now we have to work on lighting a bit on the top. So you can see here it also has lights coming from the top. We have a bit in background, but I also want something from the top. So I'm gonna create a new layer here and then just take this brush and let's pick the lighter blue one and make it slightly lighter like that. Now let's make this smaller and then I'm gonna make a dot like that. And with the move tool, I can move this around again. And with Ctrl or Command T, I can resize this and put it somewhere there at the top. So we have a bit more lighting. And then I will drop the opacity here so you can better blend this with the background. Maybe stretch it out with Ctrl T a bit bigger like that. All right, so that's what we have now. And the next thing I would like to do is I would like to add some kind of light reflection on the top of this bird. So we can easily do this by adding a curve And then let's make this bigger. If we press this, we only affect this layer here. I'm gonna take the highlights and move them slightly to that side so we can make this highlights pop. And then if I click on the mask here and press Ctrl Command I to invert the color, as you can see it's black now. And then if I take a brush, let's make the brush smaller, I can brush this part lighter again. So we have a bit of a lighter area on the top. Let's also make the eye slightly lighter, maybe also here. I could also do a bit there. So let's compare. Before we had this, and now we have this, a bit lighter areas. All right, so let's work on the color, because the color is pretty important with this kind of photo. We have like this bluish background, so I want to make sure we have a bit more blue tones in our photo. As you can see here, the colors are a bit less saturated. So let's do the same. Let's add a hue and saturation to this photo. Then click this again, so we only affect the layer of the bird. And let's drop the saturation here like that. Now I also add a color balance to this one. Don't forget this again. And then let's add some blue to this and some cyan to get more of these tones from the background. As you can see here, it's getting pretty close to the photo. Now, what I notice about this photo is it has a bit more contrast. So I would like to add some contrast to this. I'm gonna go to the top layer here and add a curves. And this time I don't need to press this because I want to apply it to the whole photo. I'm going to move this one slightly to the left. And you can see here, this is where the black tones start. Let's move that there. And now you can see we get some nice black tones. You can also take the midpoint to kind of make these midtones a bit darker like that. Let's move this slightly there. And I think this is already fine. Maybe a bit less, so we still have this grayish kind of tones. Now let's compare. This is from his photo, and this is what we have now. So I think this looks pretty good compared to his photo. Now you can also play with this one, maybe a bit bigger, so you have a bit more gradient like that. And this way you can apply this effect to pretty much any photo. Just make sure you do the color tones right to match the background of the photo. So that's pretty much it. That's how easy it is to create this kind of effect. And don't forget, don't copy a style, that's not cool. Just use it to your own photos and maybe try another color or a really different kind of editing technique. But use this for educational purposes so you don't forget how to do stuff on your own photo. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget I have Photoshop courses where I teach everything about wildlife photo editing, where I go a lot deeper in wildlife photo editing. So check those out. There is a discount in the description of the video, and catch you on the next one.